So hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Terry. Welcome back to the channel. And it's no secret that I love my Shure SM7B. I've had this thing for a few years now, and it is a legendary microphone. Like, there have been music artists from around the world that have recorded entire, multi-platinum records with this type of microphone, going all the way back to whenever it was first created. I think it was back in the 70s. And now there's even a new version called the SM7DB that has its own built-in preamp. So you can not worry about having to buy an inline preamp like a Fedhead, Cloudlifter, so on and so forth. But unfortunately, not everybody wants a microphone like this. Or even more importantly, a lot of new creators out there can't even afford a microphone like this, which is why for this video, I'm not actually using it at all. So what am I using? Let's find out. And before we get into my thoughts and opinions on the microphone, I want to just make it abundantly clear here that the people over at Maono were kind enough to send this microphone to me free of charge for a review, but they're not going to see this video before it's posted, and no money ever exchange hands, y'all. I would never take money for any kind of review at all. So now that there's out of the way, what do I think about the microphone? Do I like it? Do I think it sounds good? Now, if you follow me over on Twitter, which, by the way, you should, because you always get these kind of sneak peeks of this kind of thing, I actually posted a soundbite of this microphone a few days or so ago, the first day I got it. And needless to say, I'm actually pretty impressed with how this microphone sounds out of the gate. This is going straight into OBS Studio. It's not going through any kind of software, but we'll get to that there in a minute, okay? And this is the way it's tweaked from the factory. And I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but I actually have that little tower fan right there. I have that on as a test to see how well this thing rejects background noise. So let's see how it goes here on the meter, shall we? Okay, so just sitting here, it was peaking at around negative 55 dB. And whenever something is that low, in theory, y'all out there in YouTube land should not have been able to hear that. And keep in mind here too, folks, I'm not going to run this through any kind of post-processing after the fact and post EQ or anything like that. You are going to hear the raw microphone, how it sounds again out of the box. But there is some pretty cool software that comes with it. It's called Maono Link. So we're going to go and check that out right now as well too, okay? All right, everybody, and this here is the Maono software. Now, by default, it's on the standard profile, but I like to have a little bit more control of what goes on, so I went ahead and set mine to advanced. Now, it's kind of cool here, y'all, because on the microphone itself, there's actually a hardware control knob that you can click, and that will either enable microphone gain control, or if you click it again, it will enable headphone volume, because this thing does offer latency-free headphone pass-through, so that is pretty darn cool if you ask me. And right now it's on the neutral flat profile. But these here are some of the other ones here. So you have what I like to call a high pass filter. So this is going to remove any kind of like low end, like around 100 hertz and lower frequencies from the microphone. And if you have some rumbling going on in the background, like a lot of times if you have a window air conditioner like I do and it's on during the summer, you might get that picked up in your microphone. But this here should get rid of that. This here's what you call a presence boost, to where it sort of kind of ducks the mids, but it really kind of boosts the highs a little bit. And it has that more, podcasty, broadcast style vibe to it. And the other one they have is a high pass filter plus a presence boost. So it's going to cut out all those, annoying low frequencies while simultaneously giving your voice that little boost it may need on the high end. But personally, what I recommend that you all do is I recommend you go ahead and just keep it right here on the neutral profile. And this way here, you could tweak it yourself in post to however you want. Or if you're recording stuff in OBS Studio, you can go ahead and watch my video link down in the description below on how to actually apply filters and everything to make the microphone sound just the way you want it inside of OBS Studio. Now for a limiter, there is an option for that in here, and as you can see, if I take it all the way down to like negative 12 inside of OBS Studio, I am not going higher than negative 12, so that's actually a good thing. But for all that kind of stuff, I actually recommend you do it inside of the software you're using the microphone in to just have finer control, because this slider here is kind of basic and it does get the job done. So maybe if you're new to how microphones work, or if you've never have really messed with software like this here, then this might be good enough for you. But The way I see it is that I always recommend people get used to the harder stuff, so that way if they're ever put in a situation to where they don't just have a single slider like this to tweak stuff, they'll know how to just jump in, fix what they need to fix the hard way, and just move on about their day, okay? Same thing for the compressor here, right? This compressor, while it is there and it does its job at what it's supposed to do, it's very, very basic, very, very rudimentary. And I would just say if you want to use this here, keep it to around -15, -20. But again, if you want that fine control that you would see in like DaVinci Resolve, Adobe Premiere Pro, or again, especially OBS Studio for videos like this here or live streaming, you want to go ahead and apply custom filters inside of the software you want to use the microphone in. But again, if it's your first time using a microphone like this will help you get the job done for the most part. And, and like I said, it's not bad software just for the kind of stuff that I'm used to. Again, it is fairly basic. But again, though, it will certainly get the job done. And because this microphone is more geared toward gamers and streamers and content creators, there is all the RGB here, right? So you got, the rainbow effect, you got your solid colors, you could turn it off and on, and then, of course, you could also adjust the brightness as well. I mean, if you're a gamer, you need RGB. I mean, it adds like 9,000 frames per second, right? Another great thing about this type of USB microphone is that it also has a mute button. So, and the keen eye among you actually might have noticed what's right next to the USB cable. That is a full-on XLR port. So if you want to buy this microphone now and use it as a USB device, you certainly can. Then later on down the road, let's say you maybe upgrade to a Go XLR or some other kind of XLR studio interface, you can plug this right into it and it'll sound just the same. Trust me on that one, y'all. Trust me on that one. I actually plugged this into my Go XLR as well, and the way it sounds via USB is the exact same way it sounds over XLR. And that's actually a good thing. It really is. And honestly, I'm really glad that a lot of microphone companies out there are really adding the support for both USB and XLR, because let's say I wanted to take this microphone to do an interview somewhere. I'm not going to carry a full-on, studio XLR interface setup with me at all. I'm going to just take the microphone, this stand or the included desk stand, the USB cable that comes with, plug it into my laptop, load up Adobe Audition, and then I have a full podcast on the go setup right there. Like, they're really nice. And the fact that you can get this kind of sound quality from a USB microphone, long story short here, folks, USB microphones are not what they used to be whenever I first got my start doing this stuff. They've come a long way. But now here's the most important part that I know a lot of you out there are probably wondering. Well, Terry, how much does it cost? Well, it might surprise you, actually, because it surprised me at first glance, okay? For the microphone, shock mount, USB cable, obviously, and the mic arm, it's only $110, which is very affordable and reasonable if you ask me. Why? Well, because there are some microphones in this same type of class that cost about the same, but for the same $100, you're only getting the microphone. So you also have to factor in a mic arm. You have to factor in potentially a different type of cable if you want to hook it up to an XLR device or anything like that, So the fact that you're getting everything in one package for around $100, that's not that bad if you ask me. And again, hey, if you're a mom or dad or grandparent and you want to buy this for a grandchild or for your kid that it's like, hey, mom, dad, I want to make Minecraft videos. Well, you don't need to go out and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a full setup. For around $100, you have a whole setup right here. So long story short, do I recommend the microphone? The answer is yes, I do. But you also got to remember, your expectations here, okay, everybody? This is not a microphone that you're going to go out and buy to record a platinum-selling record, you know what I mean? This is a microphone I would recommend to somebody just getting into content creation, and they just want a good microphone to get their feet wet to see if this whole thing might be worth it for them, you know what I mean? This is the kind of microphone I would recommend somebody would upgrade from if all they have is a headset microphone, you know what I mean? Because let's be honest here, folks, whenever you get right up on this thing, how you would like an SM7B or something like that, the proximity effect on this microphone makes it sound really dang nice. Now, if you want to check one of these out for yourself, I will leave everything in a pinned comment down below, but no, they are not affiliate links. They are just standard links to the website. Not gonna lie, everybody, it feels really good to do these kind of videos again. It's been a while since I've done a microphone first look like this, but if they all sound like this, it makes my job easy. But what do y'all think? Does it sound good? Is there anything you might change about it? Do me a favor, sound of the comments below, and I will catch you guys and gals next time.